News Home. More from World News. Wednesday, May 30, 2018, 6:44 AM. Share on Facebook, share on Messenger, share on Messenger, share on Twitter, share on WhatsApp. Video player 2020000:000:000:000. Use up / down arrow keys to increase or decrease volume. In the slums of Johannesburg in South Africa, a dangerous new method of drug taking is catching on. Sky's Africa correspondent John Sparks has witnessed the practice of Bluetoothing, withdrawing blood after a hit and injecting it into a second person. Addicts are taking NIOP, pronounced Uniope, a cocktail of heroin, antiretroviral drugs and even crushed glass and rat poison. By injecting it, pulling blood back out, and taking it themselves, they head to the dump when the sun comes up and talk about their aching joints, the vomiting and the way their stomachs buckle and cramp. If they have the money for a fix, they will buy a wax paper packet from one of the dealers and sprinkle its contents into a marijuana cigarette, or simply find a place else to inject it. This is how much I need a fix in the morning, every day, it's trouble, says a battered-looking man called Jesus. Relief comes quickly in a slum called Deep Sloot, as the drug they call NIOP starts to enter the bloodstream. It is a cocktail of heroin and other ingredients such as antiretroviral drugs, cleaning detergents and crushed glass, and it has a near instantaneous effect. We watched a group of zombie-like figures involuntarily sway and stagger around this pockmarked place on the edge of Johannesburg. But the high does not last for long, maybe an hour or two, said Jesus, sometimes less than an hour. There are not many health workers and counselors who work here, but there is a social worker deployed by the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, SANCA. Mary Mashaper estimates that 1 person in every 5 in this community uses NIOP, and she says they will try anything to get a fix. It is very addictive. It is very, very addictive. I must say, they are chasing the very same high they got the first time and they can never get to that, she said. But that does not stop the addicts in this township from experimenting in dangerous new ways with NIOP. An articulate young man called Tabo told us drug users have started to sell, or share, their blood with other addicts in Diaplesut. The practice is known locally as Bluetooth''Tabo, a former debt collector, offered to show us how it is done in a tidy-looking shack in Extension 1. Tabo inserted NIOP into the vein of his friend Bennett, then immediately withdrew a small amount of his friend's blood which he re-injected into his arm. "I've just Bluetoothed, said Tabo with a look of relief on his face. "I gave my friend a hit and took one from his blood, shack in Extension 1. What about your health, HIV, what about sharing needles?" I asked. "I'll cross that bridge when I get there," he replied. Ms. Marshaper says the practice is highly risky. Exchanging blood without screening it, without knowing whether people are carrying disease, it's just not safe. One addiction researcher in South Africa has suggested the practice may be pointless. Sean Shelley argues that once NIOP is diffused into the bloodstream it loses its potency, its ability to generate a high for those seeking to re-inject it. The government's Central Drug Authority, which is charged with fighting substance abuse across the country, has very little to say. It told us their researchers do not have any information on NIOP users, or Bluetooth. "We do not collect any statistics on it," said its public health spokesman, Professor Kibojal Mokwena. Copyright Sky News 2018. Share on Facebook, share on Messenger, share on Twitter, share on WhatsApp. More from World News. Dead Kremlin critic Arkady Babchenko appears at news conference. Kremlin critic Arkady Babchenko, who was reported to have been shot dead on Wednesday, has appeared at a news conference. Austria calls for overhaul of EU free movement. Austria's vice-chancellor has called for EU member states to discuss reform of free movement ahead of his country taking over the bloc's rotating presidency. Belgium police attacker killed someone day before. A gunman who shot dead 2 police officers and a civilian in Belgium had killed another person the day before, officials have said.